Well, either way it goes, it's recording. So we're gonna figure out one way or the other. I don't know why, but I think the streaming of it is gonna be choppy, but it's still recording live. And I already did the intro thing already. So. All right, guys, this is Chris and Jason here. We're back. We're talking to the media. It's episode 124, and we're going to get into a couple of hot topics that Jason helped me come up with. So let's get right into it. I'm going to stop that music because I don't know what's going on with this whole thing as far as like the streaming part of it. So if you're watching it live and it's streaming back, tell me in the comment section if it's just not happening properly or not. Type it in the comment section and let me know, or if maybe it's just a delay and it's probably like a 2-minute delay and I'm just not seeing it right. But it should be. It should be. Actually, I think it is starting to catch up. So I guess we're off to a rocky start. But like I said, I got Jason here with me. So let me just bring him in to the mix, everything, and just get him on camera right there. What's up, Jason? What's
going on?
Man, you been busy this whole week?
Very.
But
very, very.
He decided to bring the energy this time and just get into these topics that we're about to cut into. And the first one that I wanted to start off with was the whole, what's it called? Was it Deandre? He's from, I think Joy said he's from Baytown.
The Dreadlock kid.
Deandre Arnold. And he was a kid who was told by his administration, by his school, that he could not keep his dreads at the length that they were. Now, you were saying that dreads
it's a cultural
thing and whatnot.
Most definitely.
And it's not just something like a lot of people just use it just for style or just for and whatnot. Shit. Not just black people.
Yeah.
A lot of people do it.
But it's a culture. That's a culture thing. That's been a culture thing for a long, long time.
And it's not like this kid is like a freshman going to school and just starting to mess around with dreadlocks for the first time in his life. No, he's been doing this since he's been going to this school in the same district since pre-K, since elementary, all the way through middle school, all the way to high school. And
all of a sudden,
and now he's a senior. Yeah. He's like a couple months away from walking, and they're like, "We just decided to implement this new rule."
Crazy.
I was saying that I could see them implementing it during the summer and giving the parents the next year the heads up. But to do it in the middle of the school year, and they just straight up, they stood their ground. They were like, look, we're not going to be bullied into accepting this kid back into the
when actually school. They are bullying him.
But it's okay to bully him.
Yeah.
We let him slide for 3.5 years, but now we're standing our ground. This in Texas is a stand your ground state, I guess, right?
And what I see them saying is that they're saying they already implemented that rule. That rule's been the rule all along. And then somebody, brought it to their attention. Hey, look, this is what the bylaws say. They can't have any type of dreadlocks.
Right.
And correct me if I'm wrong, somebody told them, no, this is a rule change. Boys were allowed to have long hair as long as it was tied upwards. Right. And now they're trying to switch it up on them. So it sounds kind of real iffy to me.
I think that like they were saying, like, why all of a sudden I said it straight up. I said that's why. you know why all of a sudden. I saw an episode of Empire where the FBI was messing with Cookie and Lucius line and stuff like that. And he's like, your feds have been all over this for such and such. Why all of a sudden y'all messing with me? And whatnot. He said, well, maybe she straight up said to his face, maybe you would escape and got away with this back in the day when the administration had more melanin or whatever in it. And I'm 100% sure that's the reason why. They're like, because they feel like they can get away with messing with minorities more nowadays. And I think that's 100% why I think that's, or not 100. I think that's a major piece of it. I think they feel like
I think that, like you said at first, 100% reason why this is happening.
Because they feel like they can get away with it.
Yeah.
They feel like the top. Because look who he has as his Secretary of Education. What's that woman's name? That's just a straight up idiot. Don't know nothing about public schools and how to treat people and whatnot. And it's funny how it seems to be like stuff like this is what's being done, while at the same time they're trying to convince the world that it's not about race or anything, but they're only implementing these things on certain types of students.
Minorities.
Yeah. So it's like we're not being prejudiced against Hispanics and stuff, but we want to build that wall, make sure that those kids get out of their school and get out of there. But we're not trying to be racist against black folks, but any black people that has braids and cornrows,
you need to cut it, or you won't graduate.
If your nostrils are this wide and not that wide, I don't know, you might fit a profile. You just you know how many times have you heard that in a movie or in real life where the cop said you fit a description?
That's happened to me.
You know, if you fit the description, well, then maybe you should do. I always said that when my daughter goes to gets up there in school, and she has a lot of hair. And I was like, it's not fair when you have two girls, one white, one black. I've said this before on this channel, but I'll do it one last time. And they can go to sleep, not do anything, put no chemicals, don't wash their hair, don't do anything to their hair. They don't do anything. They go to bed, they wake up in the morning the way God made them. They didn't put it. They late to school. They didn't had a chance to get a brush and put it onto their head, and they walk to school. In certain schools, one girl is still in compliance, and the other girl is out of compliance.
It's not.
Because they both woke up, but both of them did the exact same thing. They just woke up the way God made them and went to school. So one girl, the person says, "You're right," and the other girl, "You're wrong."
Yeah.
Like, how is that even legal? Now, all you're doing is just telling that kid the way God made you is wrong.
It's not right.
And we were supposed to have been getting away from these kinds of lessons.
Yeah, man.
But lo and behold, here it goes. You're wrong. But it's like, this is a style, so it's a choice. I'm like, okay. What about Jewish people who wear the what's it called, a yarmulke?
Yarmulkes.
Yeah. I bet you they wouldn't touch that. That's technically a hat.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to have
wear
hats in school. Yeah. Tell that little boy that he can't wear his yarmulke. Ooh. When it comes to religion.
I believe wearing a beard is a religious thing for just some Jews. And I remember growing up in school, they made you cut all your facial hair. So they're gonna make them cut their some Muslims. Yeah, it's a religious thing not to cut your beard. Yeah. So and I know at that young age, some boys can, some boys can't. But there's be some boys who really can. But if the rule was there since day one. That's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But when you implement it in the middle, this dude's about to walk. He ain't even about to be a problem anymore. Like what kind of what are they afraid of? If we let the other kids see him walk across that stage, it's gonna cause a chain reaction. And you know why they're picking on him? Because the news said he's a honor roll type kid. Yeah, very intelligent. Never had any issues. He was just on the Ellen show. Gabrielle Union invited, but they're standing their ground. I thought that pressure. I thought that they were back down. They're like, oh no, this is Texas. Like, we're not gonna be bullied. Or you're not gonna bully our bullying. That's what I felt like is going on. I was sure they were gonna back off. No. He had to find a whole new school, according to Joy. Joy was telling me about this, but it's just wild, man. What school was he going to?
I have to pull it up again. The name of the school. What you was telling me about your school, like coming up. What was it? What experience was it like when I went to school? I went to school in the '90s and whatnot.
I went to Elsick.
You went to Elsick. I went to Willow Ridge, and we had a strict dress code back then. Let's see. Deandre, 18, appeared on the Ellen Show Wednesday after he refused to chop off his symbolic hairstyle at a school's ultimatum. Host Ellen DeGeneres, Alicia Keys gave him a check towards his tuition for school. Arnold Sr. at Barbers High School in Bellevue in Southeast Texas said he was barred because his hairstyle violated the school dress code. All of a sudden.
Yeah.
So that's the part that I just have a problem with. Let the school year end, and then
implement
and
your
then
rule.
implement it, and then have a meeting with the parents and whatnot, and like, look, this is what, and then you give the parents a choice that they can either stay or they can go.
Absolutely.
And whatnot, but you make it worse where it's like, I mean, I'm sure some of those kids that go to that school that like that kid are gonna act out, like because the girls can have the exact same hairstyle and wear it, but. And it's not, and when that hairstyle is not a boy girl thing.
No, it's a culture thing. It's a cultural thing, yeah.
But the school sees it as a boy girl thing. I guess to them it's like a dress or high heels or something like that.
See, now, and to me, when you start making these kids cut their hair and all that, you starting to get militarized to me.
Oh, don't get me started on military. I did a thing. I went when I went overseas. I talked about that too. The black females and I got pushed back on this channel. Some people were like, well, they knew like. Don't be a person like if it doesn't affect you. I mean, I respect everybody's opinion, but if it doesn't affect you, your opinion is less valid to me than the people that it actually affects. Because I was getting told by an ex-military woman whose hair isn't like that was saying that well my hair was 10 times. My hair runs all the way past my butt, and it was a pain to roll it down to. But your hair falls down. That wasn't the point. My point was that your hair doesn't naturally curl and go up in an afro puff. You don't know nothing about that. So don't tell me or the black female what like what they have to what they should get over in a situation that you don't have to experience, because they have to take down that one day off every day at the out there in the war zone with limited resources to go to a salon all day to relax their hair, where other soldiers who don't have that situation going on they can cut their hair, they can roll their hair up, whatever they want to do. But there's a difference between that and having to press perm and relax their hair and all that stuff. There's a difference.
They want you to conform to look a certain way.
Yeah. And we all. So I mean, we have somebody in the room that could give us a little opinion about that, but I don't know if she's gonna get on camera. I mean, you can give your voice from the background. I mean, like the whole situation with being a black woman and pressing and straightening out your hair. It's a long process, right?
It is. It's a very long process.
So if a white woman was to get into your face and be like, it ain't that like it's.
Just need to do it and get over it.
Yeah, get over it. Like what would you have said to that? Have you ever been in the military or anything like that?
I have not been in the military, but I have a brother who's been in the military.
Did he ever say anything about those things? Black females in the military?
Yeah, the hair. I mean, it all get natural. So they have to, they pretty much wash and keep their hair plaited down so you don't be so kinky.
That is true.
Have the resources that they need in the military, because when they out, they don't have access to shampoo. They cannot get a perm. They cannot hook up a flat iron while they're in their little berries or whatever, because there's no electric like that.
Right.
So yeah, it's hard for a black female in the military.
Yeah, like I said, I was there in Iraq. I saw it. They only had one little section where they could go, and there was a long line because and
they probably just, like she said, braiding the hair.
Yeah, they would braid it. Some girls would just straighten it and whatnot. And getting those products over there was an issue. Yeah, they would have to get care packages sent over and stuff like that. So having a girl on this website, on this YouTube channel, telling me that she was trying to give herself props because she was ex-military. I mean, that's fine. But you were an ex-military female, white female, with your set of experiences. You don't speak for their experience.
Exactly.
Like, I don't speak for their experience. I'm just reporting what they said. So I'm like you. So telling them to get over it on a situation that doesn't affect you, and she went back and forth with me for a while. She thought I was gonna let it go after a while, and I'm like, it's my comment section. I'm gonna talk as much as I want to. And after a while, she was like, "Look, I'm done with this conversation." I'm like, "I know you're done with this conversation because you sound stupid." Well, let me with everything else that's going on with on the same vein of of like what racism with hair, especially with hair, because you got a big old afro and stuff too. So it was brought up that after Kobe Bryant died, because I know you want to talk about Kobe a little bit, but I talked about it a little bit, and like, you gotta lean to the right a little bit because you're kind of off camera. But after Kobe died and whatnot, there was a GoFundMe account that was created.
I couldn't believe this when you mentioned it to me.
I'm reading this on totalprosports.com. It says, disgusting people actually created a GoFundMe campaign to get Colin Kaepernick a helicopter amid the Kobe Bryant tragedy. So pretty much saying that since now that we got rid of Kobe, let's get rid of him. Or better yet, here's what I really think happened. Some of them are like, oh, I'm so sad that Kobe died, but if this was to happen to anybody, it should have happened to. That's probably what they were thinking. Like, I wish it wasn't Kobe, but if a celebrity was to go, they wanted to. They always and I feel like it's because the 49ers are about to go to the Super Bowl and whatnot, and how. Well, I don't even know why this is even still an issue anymore with him. When it first began, he kneeled during the national anthem. He didn't make an announcement and say he was going to do it. He just started doing it, and then little by little, reporters started noticing.
Well, at first, he wouldn't even stand at first. Yeah. At first, he wouldn't even stand. Then he talked to somebody who is another football player who was in the military, and he spoke to him, how do
I protest? Yeah, I remember that. How do I protest this thing without being disrespectful?
And he said, I think you should kneel.
Take a knee.
And he said, okay, this is what I do.
Because we kneel to pray.
And the whole thing was, they said what he's doing is actually showing respect for the soldiers, because they allow you to have that freedom of speech.
That's what the Constitution is for. That's what they fight for.
Yeah. So,
but we've become so militarized, even in our sports, that it's like it's a culture of, I don't care what they do or what they say, they reserve 100% respect at all times. Like, no, human beings are human beings. There's bad people and there's good people, and there's bad military soldiers, and there's good cops, and there's bad cops, and there's good.
Absolutely.
So it's just weird. It's like you don't get a pass. You get respect, but you don't get a pass because you can still be a trash human. Place. I mean, first it was just about playing the game, football, winning titles, winning trophies, and having fun playing sports. Then the NFL was like, well, before every game now let's play their national anthem. Now let's bring a big ass flag in here. Now let's make it all about. Why don't we just watch the troops play football then? I mean, if you're gonna make it political, then just make football all about the military. But no, it's supposed to be a sport. And I'm like, Colin Kaepernick is a tax-paying citizen. He's got a title to his own opinion. People always say the same thing about celebrities. Like, just play the damn game. You make millions of dollars. You don't have, like, just because I make, you listen to these other billionaires who make billions and millions of dollars on political shit. Why don't you listen to them?
And see, and they watching what he's doing and fail to hear his message of why he's
disrespecting
doing
the troops. Like, no, I'm protesting police brutality. No, you're doing what I said you're doing. And that's it. What do they say? Period. That's it. Like, no. Like, no, I never said one bad thing about the troops. I never said one thing. And they're like, no, you should have found another venue. If he'd have found another way to say his message, they would have still said the same thing to him. You make millions of dollars. Yeah. You make millions of dollars. You don't have the right to complain. Okay, well then why are you listening to these other billionaires and billionaires who send money to political venues in the Trump campaign and this campaign and the Democratic? Why do you listen to them then? Because they don't throw a damn ball?
But see, I like all this because this oozes all out of those that have that racistness in them, and you get to see them front and center exactly who these people are.
You ain't gonna see them; they all hide behind the screen.
Hey, some of the
donations,
some of the owners was, and I want to say it was the Houston, Texas owner said we can't let the inmates run the jail.
We can't. You don't let the inmates run the prison.
Yeah. So that you when stuff like this happens, that oozes these racist people, and let you see them front and center. That
mentality comes out quick. They'll start saying stuff like, hold on, man, are these employees or are they property? Like, what do you watch your words, man?
Exactly.
Because let the NFL or the NBA and all them go on strike again. watch what
let them lose viewers.
Yeah,
let them use viewers.
Yeah, exactly. Like with the whole thing with in China when what team was it that was it?
Rockets.
They said they weren't going to support the Rockets and because what the head coach said about the protesting and stuff going on. Oh man! All right, let me switch subject over this real quick. I don't know what. This is not a part of the program, but here's a theory. Isn't it funny how a couple weeks ago, we were talking about the protest in China and stuff. A couple weeks later, coronavirus. Is that a coincidence? What is going on with that? Why is it that all of a sudden, with everything that was going on with the protest in China and Rockets head coaches are getting in trouble, how are we gonna these protesters are lasting longer than we thought they would?
Time out. People think I'm crazy for thinking this, but the big thing on the news was the impeachment of Trump trial. Then all of a sudden, boom, Kobe Bryant's plane helicopter crashes.
Oh, I'm not gonna go that far.
I
don't give because it was already proven that his that they were going through fog and they probably shouldn't have gone up under those conditions and whatnot, and it was some bad conditions out there.
But did you actually see the video
of what?
They showed the area where the helicopter went down, and they showed the landscape. I ain't seen no fog.
I mean, they were already. I mean, by the time the explosion and all that stuff happened, but it was it was a foggy day that day. That was already reported. It was some poor conditions to be flying in, so it wasn't uncommon that a helicopter would have trouble in that situation. That's what they were. That's when it first happened. Some people were trying to place blame on the pilot that he should have known better and all that stuff. So
he was 20 years in the game.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sure he had the skills to get through it. But another pilot I heard say it happens. It's likely to happen, but it's not any less likely to happen like on the road. I mean, fog conditions.
Absolutely.
You have hundreds and thousands of automobile accidents. It always happens. And it's less likely to happen with helicopters. It's just more shocking because it's a helicopter, But when it's a car, you're like, people don't really care. But when it's Kobe Bryant in the car, Kobe Bryant in the helicopter, and then it just blew up out of proportion. Nah, I'm not gonna put it on the administration on that one. But no, it's funny to me how the coronavirus was the big talk. And then all of us, the protest was the big talk in China. And how is this going to affect the markets? We got Mulan coming out. We got all this. We got to get to work. We're trying to make a deal with America and all this stuff and get the currency under control and all that stuff. And all of a sudden, boom, coronavirus.
Crazy.
Are they still protesting? I don't hear nothing about that.
You don't hear
anymore.
Nothing about it.
I don't hear anything about it anymore. So that's kind of weird. What was that? I'm going to play right now. You got a lot of wild theories, but can you prove it, bro? What was that from the Hateful Eight? That guy do. You got a lot of wild nigga theories. But man, I don't know, man. It's just funny to me how that's kind of going down. What was the another? Man, you brought up some stuff for the in the box office.
Yeah.
Bad Boys.
Going strong on its third week. Still going strong.
Is it? I mean, it's been number
one.
When did
it's number one.
This is the third week. Or
third week. Third week.
I saw it when it debuted. Did you? When did you go?
Debut.
Debut. What did you think about it?
It was okay.
Did you like it better than 2?
No.
So you didn't like it better than 1. So it's your third favorite.
It's my third favorite. It's my third favorite.
I think I like it better than 2.
You do?
I like part 1 overall, but I think I like it better than 2. I think so.
The reason why don't get me wrong, it was a good movie, but it's the same. It's the same Will Smith, but it's not the same Martin.
I mean, physically, it's not the same.
Exactly, and that's Martin in a nutshell. His comedy is physical. Well, it used to be physical. He was very physical with his comedy, and now he's, and Will Smith goes and gets in shape, and I'm trying to figure out why Mario didn't go get in shape for this movie. He's doing an action movie, man.
I don't because I think he's not in demand as he used to be.
But that would bring him back. If he got in shape and then he's running around like Will Smith was. Hey, we can start putting you in Jumanji.
I think he will because the way the movie ended, and I feel like they're doing the Fast and Furious thing to this franchise. They started off with one way, and I think Bad Boys Part 4, Part 5, and moving forward is going to be dramatically different from the way it started off. Now they got this new team. They look like they're trying to they're trying to pass the torch to these younger guys. I bet you now that we're talking super franchise, Fast and Furious style, I bet you Martin's gonna get in that gym. I bet you he will.
I hope
because
so.
now his demand is gonna probably start going back up again, and he knows how to play the game. And I don't think it'll be that hard for him to do that.
No, it's not. They get the best trainers. They get the best trainers.
I mean, if they want to do the Fast and Furious thing and make it a whole different thing today than what it used to be when it started, Martin Lawrence might become the new chief of police. He might take that spot.
I like that. I like that idea.
He'll still be able to go back and forth with because Will ain't gonna take a desk job. Matt Lowry. Matt Lowry ain't gonna take a desk job. He's gonna be he's gonna want to train and be out there in the field with the boys. Martin Lawrence might take that desk, and then you won't be worried about his physicality anymore.
That's
because
true.
he'll be behind that.
I liked that idea. That's a good idea.
I think that's what they're gonna do. I think Fast and Furious Part 4, 5, and 6 moving forward, however decide they make or however many they can make, is gonna be like what Fast and Furious 5, 6, and 7 is compared to what Part 1 and 2 were. It's just a totally different movie. Like first, it was just these criminals that that the cops need help with to get another criminal. Now we
formed the Avengers.
That's exactly what I said. Now they're like superheroes that we wiped their deck clean, and we're taking down super criminals from all over the world. Now they're spies. It's weird. I was like, what? That don't make any damn sense. But what was going? Let me go down the box office. So Bad Boys is still number one. It made $5 million on Friday. 1917. I still haven't seen that. Gretel and Hansel. Why did they change swap the names? Why isn't it's not Hansel and Gretel this time? It's Gretel and Hansel. Is it because
they had
more focus on the girl?
I know. I think they had a Hansel and Gretel movie before.
Yeah, they've had a Hansel and Gretel movie. I mean, but the story is traditionally Hansel and Gretel. Thing. But now this movie is Gretel and Hansel.
I think they don't want to confuse the previous.
That's probably you're probably true. Make it switch the name and maybe they're focusing more on the Dr. Dolittle.
Did you see that?
Nope. Not going to. It didn't look interesting to me.
No, it didn't.
No.
It looked.
You thought it looked good?
This one looked more interesting than Eddie Murphy ones.
Then why isn't it working? I'm telling you, it didn't.
You know why?
I think that was part of the reason why it failed because Eddie Murphy's was good enough to at least spawn a sequel, and with his comedy, it worked with it. I'm not saying that Robert Downey Jr.'s wouldn't have worked, but I think that's we like Marvel fans like seeing him as Iron Man.
That's what I was gonna say.
And we already got Eddie Murphy's to lean on for a Dr. Dolittle. So I was like, I would rather have seen him do a Dr. Dolittle 3 versus them, kill off Iron Man and make him do Dr. Dolittle. Like I would have rather seen Eddie Murphy do Dr. Dolittle. And I bet you if Eddie Murphy would have been in it, I bet you if this was Dr. Dolittle 3, I bet you that movie would have done way better.
Yeah, I agree. Especially since it's a demand now for Eddie Murphy.
Because Eddie Murphy's on the rise, but it still could have worked. But history has shown that ever since he became Iron Man, every movie that he's tried to do like the Jury, what was it called, the Jury?
The Jury.
Ever since then, it's like no, we only like, and I think that's sad because this is the guy who played Charlie Chaplin, and
he killed it.
He crushed that. He can do anything.
He was actually, I've seen this, and he was actually good in it. His acting was actually very good.
I'm wrong. There is another role that people want him to play.
Sherlock.
That's. I feel like that should have been what, because now they've greenlit. Didn't they greenlight
another one?
Another Sherlock. I think another one's coming. That's what this should have been.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have did this. They should have just made Sherlock. But this is Disney, so I guess they wanted to see if he could do something else. Maybe Robert Downey Jr. should do what other actors have done, which is like maybe do a series, maybe a mini series, something on a streaming thing, kind of get you used to seeing him on something else.
That's what This should have been.
Maybe it should have been a series.
A Disney series.
On Disney Plus?
Yeah.
If this would have been a Disney, it wouldn't have mattered if it would have been a failure or not, because Disney could have said anything. They were like, "Hey, it was a great hit. It was a hit. You loved it."
But I think if it was a series, we got Robert Downey Jr. doing this
silly little series for kids. That would have been a success.
Mm-hmm.
And since The Mandalorian ended, and there's a big gap between. This is a good segue to the next topic.
Mm-hmm.
The big gap between this and the Loki series that's about to come out. There's nothing. People have been deleting or unsubscribing to Disney Plus and waiting for the next thing. I only watched it for the Mandalorian. Now the Mandalorian's over. I'm gonna stop paying for it and I'll wait until the next thing. And it's saving some money, which makes sense. This would have been another good thing to sprinkle in between.
Yeah,
but they don't listen to us though. I mean, shit, like we are paying customers who know what the hell we talking about. Yeah. I mean, we know, like I said, we know a lot about a little about a lot of things. I mean, what did Charles Barkley say? I could be wrong, but I doubt it. but they don't want to listen to us though. I mean,
and speaking about that Loki series,
man, if so Loki said that it was just revealed that, who was it? Was it Luke Evans?
No, Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson. Why am I thinking about Luke Evans? The hell? Owen Wilson from Shanghai Noon and them.
Yes.
Wasn't he on the news recently saying that he was like suicidal or something?
Was he?
Yeah, like I remember seeing a couple of months ago, like sometime in 2019, that he had a scare, like his brother had to come in, and I'm gonna have to double check.
I wonder why.
But I think he's just like Robin Williams. I don't want. You know what? Let me not put words in his mouth. Is it Owen Wilson? Right? Owen Wilson. Was it suicidal or depression or something like that? It was something where Owen Wilson is his suicide attempt.
Oh wow!
And like he attempted. That's crazy. That I shouldn't have said that, but a distraught Owen Wilson was found blooded and dazed after trying to commit suicide. Yeah, it was wow. In this article was a couple of years. This is like over 10 years ago. I'm sorry, but but I remember. I don't know if that was the first time or the only time he did it, but maybe it was probably brought up recently because
he's going into this, doing this,
and going into this, and probably because with Robin Williams and all that, he's probably it's probably the topic of depression probably, and that's probably where I heard it from, but. I didn't know it was that long ago, but yeah, he suffers from some type of depression and whatnot.
That's sad, man.
But I'm glad that he's getting busy and whatnot and getting work because he's good on camera when he's got the right team around him. And I think Loki would be a good fit because his comedy might fit with the Thor people. So I'm happy to see that.
I'm wondering, is he's playing just a regular guy or is he's playing like some kind of character, superhero?
Well, which one do you hope?
I actually hope he plays a regular guy.
Me too. I want him to be a regular dude. Could you imagine Loki finding Owen Wilson and be like, I need you're gonna be my guy to help me like blend in or something like that.
Who would have been better? And I would have been like, I'm in. If I would have heard, hey, this person's gonna be in the series, I'd be like, I'm in. Vince Vaughn.
That's fast talk.
Because they
Vince Vaughn and Thor, going back and forth would be a funny conversation because you never know with Owen Wilson being in it, Vince Vaughn, that's a door open.
Yeah, they always do movies together.
They can always get him in there, but it's just that fast talking style. It fit his comedy fits too. I would rather see Owen Wilson be a regular dude too, because I don't want him to be a god or anything like that or powerful and whatnot. If he's just a because of that short thing that Marvel did on YouTube with Thor. What was Thor doing during the Civil War movies? He was
his roommate
and stuff like that. If they do that, like if Owen Wilson's playing a regular dude that's stuck with Loki, maybe Loki might have possessed
embody him.
Because didn't he use the Tesseract to do that? Yeah. And he's got the Tesseract again.
Yeah.
So maybe he's embodying. And that would give the actor some time to take some time off, and then Owen Wilson and Loki could be going back and forth in the mirror.
I think you hit it right on the nail.
I hope that's the thing. I hope because in the middle of that thing in the end game, Loki picked up the Tesseract, got out. Now an alternative version of Loki is now alive and jumping around. And because he has the Tesseract, he probably survived the whole time stream thing and being wiped out of existence.
I think you hit it right on the nail. You know why? I hope he possesses because Owen Wilson kind of had that Tom Hiddleston look to himself. He kind of looks like a blonde Loki. Yeah, he could pull it off. Like, he's probably going to possess Tom, and he's probably going to turn Loki into a comedy where he's going to be acting like a crazy, like uppity, I'm above all you people kind of thing one moment, and then come back acting normal. Like, you can't just do that. Fighting with Owen Wilson, with Tom Hiddleston in the mirror all the damn time and whatnot. Because that's what he used that Tesseract for. Right? He possessed that one dude, the doctor. That would be funny. So don't cut Owen Wilson's his style away by turning him into some throwaway character we probably not gonna like. Having him possess Owen Wilson and going back and forth with Owen Wilson, that's the way to go. There's your show right there. That's the show, yeah.
I just made that show 10 times better. And y'all don't even realize it. Sister, when Paul Walker died, one of the first things I thought of was, what does this mean for that actress who plays Vin Diesel's sister? Because they're linked to each other because they're married. And if you can't have Paul Walker, that means she's going to have to take a back seat. But then I started seeing her in the posters. And I was like, okay, are they going to bring back Paul Walker? Or are they going to bring him back and then kill him on the movie?
I mean, that would make sense.
It would make sense because it would give her, because I didn't feel like it was fair for her that she should now take a back seat because she's young and stuff, and she probably has something to contribute. Maybe that's what. Now, what did you think about the fact that Vin Diesel's Dominic's got a brother now? That's probably why they brought her back.
Don't look nothing like him.
Exactly. They don't look nothing like. That's what John Campbell was saying. Like, they don't look nothing alike. Now I see that too. Maybe they're half brothers.
Oh yeah, okay.
If they're half brothers, then I'll buy it. I'm like, okay, because physically I want you to get bigger than. And that's probably speaks to his jealousy of Dominic Toretto. Damn dude, he went to jail. I thought he was gonna go down. Then his ass gets fucking pardoned. Superhero status in the government now. Yeah, he probably hates it. He's probably his half brother, or maybe he was an illegitimate little brother. Maybe his dad because he did mention his dad a little bit in part one. It's like, my dad used to do this and blah blah. So if John Cena is playing an illegitimate brother, since we never heard of him before, it's probably what it is. He's probably an illegitimate half brother.
But I already know what the ending is gonna be.
What do you think?
He's on the bad side, and he's gonna be on the good side at the end.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think so. I called it because you were with me that day when we all did the preview. I mean, the review for Fast 8. When we all together that day at the movie theater?
Probably so.
With Sean and that whole. Remember we got all those chairs together? Was that when we all together that day?
Yeah, I think so.
I think Charlize Theron. When Charlize Theron didn't die in, who was the villain in Part 8? That wasn't Charlize Theron, was it? Was she the last villain? I think so.
Yeah, I think she was. Yeah.
When she didn't die, and then they were talking about spinoffs, I'm like, okay, like there's a lot of Fast and Furious villains who didn't die, but she was one of the smart and most craftiest one with all that technology. I was thinking Charlize Theron was going to be the person that was going to bring together like a villain version of the Fast and Furious team. She's probably going to bring together the villain from Part 2 because he's alive. The villain from Part 3, he's still alive. The guy from Part 1, the Asian dude that was getting into it with Dom from Part. A lot of them are still alive.
But look at all the rest of them. You have The Rock, Jason Statham's character.
Who was the guy who they fought against in Hobbs and Shaw? The half robot guy,
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba. They turned him off, but he's probably still alive.
Now that would be interesting.
I'm telling you, that's what part 10 is going to be. The
Fast and Furious crew, the whole gang they got together, going against
all surviving villains. I'm telling you, I'm thinking, and the fact that because this is the first time that they brought back a villain. Because Charlize Theron might not be the main villain, but she's in the trailer pulling the strings and working with John Cena. So John Cena's gonna live, and he's gonna help try to, because he's supposed to be some super spy that can get in and out. He's made himself like the perfect opposite of Dominic, of his brother. So I bet she's gonna say, now go find what's his name? Idris Elba. Go break out what's the name from Too Fast, Too Furious? Break him out of jail. Get everybody. I'm telling you, he's probably maybe that's what he's doing in part 9. He's probably collecting all because now that they lost Shaw and his brother, now that they're not villains anymore. That's 2 less people that they have to recruit.
And please bring back Ja Rule. Bring back.
He ain't coming back now. After that fire scandal, Ja Rule ain't coming. That's one character that I've always wanted to come back. I actually wanted to do a video about that. I was thinking about because he has the funniest line in that movie. Let's go, Minaj. That was to me. But that was Ja Rule's fault. He
wanted too much money.
He wanted too much money. He turned it down because Ludacris's character was the replacement. If that was the character he was going to play, was where he was going to fit in where Ludacris was in. And they were smart. They left the door open because they didn't give Ludacris that guy's Ja Rule's character's same name. They gave him a different name. So the door was open, and he still didn't walk through it for whatever reason. I'm sure now he would take it, but now they don't need him.
They don't need him.
They don't need him. They probably not gonna. They probably not gonna take it. It's fine. And so I don't know. So the whole thing with John Cena. How did it look? I mean, I felt like his casting was just an FU to The Rock because he was cast while they were still beefing, but they're not beefing anymore.
Yeah. That's what it was. It just wanted to.
It don't feel right to me with him there. To me,
but I like John Cena as an action star. I do. I liked
him in Bumblebee.
Yes, he was very good in Bumblebee. I liked him in that movie where he was the stepfather.
I know what you're talking about. I never watched it. I liked him in that movie, that comedy with old girl, that comedian.
Yeah,
where she was dating him.
LeBron was in that movie.
Yeah, LeBron James was in that movie.
Trainwreck.
Yeah, he was because he had a limited role. You could tell he was very.
That was his first. That was his first movie. He was in something else.
The Marine.
You're right.
He did the Marine, and that's when he was trying to catch up to The Rock. He was like, nah, that ain't happening. but he. That was when he was still trying to. Now he's trying to come back to action, but his comedy movies seem to do better than his action movies.
He's got good comedic timing.
And he brought that in Bumblebee. So I thought that it was a good blend. You know, he was still action based person, but he was very funny in Bumblebee. It seems like they're not now. She's trying to come back to all action again.
Let me ask you this, okay? Who would you say in the WWE now, haven't been in no movie yet, would you say would make a good crossover to movies?
I forgot his name. I forgot the tag team name is called the Street Kings or something like that. But they it's this guy who it's all about. It's not about who's the most entertaining in the ring and who's the best fighter and all that. It's about who's the best on the mic.
Yes.
And the
yes.
Let's see. Let me try to find his name because is it the Street Profits. If you ever watch and after we finish, I'll show you why I think it would be him because this dude right here with the crown on his head.
He already looks funny.
Yeah, he
looks like he would be entertaining.
His microphone skills are way, and he's not even on the main roster. He's still in the developmental stage of the shows where it's what they call it. It's like NXT. That's where they test you out and see how good you are on camera and all that stuff, and then they bring you up and whatnot. And I think he's just now starting to move up him and his partner starting to move up. When you listen to their promos and whatnot, that dude, he has it. Natural, and WWE knows it, and that's why they're pushing him up real fast because he has it. If there's anybody, I think
I see right there he has a belt.
I think they're tag team champions in the NXT. But I think if there's anybody that's going to be the next, that has the potential to, because at first it felt like they wanted Roman Reigns to be that guy because they.
But he got sick.
Yeah, he had leukemia. Mm-hmm. They wanted it to be Roman Reigns, but because he's The Rock's cousin and all that stuff, and he has that look. He has a very marketable look, but I don't think he has the same. He does not have the same mic skills, and he doesn't have the same stage presence. But I think they'll try to make it The Rock's cousin. Mm-hmm. But if I was to put my money on it, it'd be the next 5 years or 10 years or so. It'll probably be this guy from the Street Profits. I got to find out his name, but and catch up to him. But after we do this show, I'll show a recording of him real quick and show you about that. Besides that, was there anything else?
That was it.
That was a couple of things. I've been watching some stuff on
TikTok.
I'm gonna do that one later. There's a specific thing on that one that I'm gonna talk about. There's some crazy stuff on TikTok. I'm gonna write a blog about it. I'm still writing blogs for Rotoscoper. My site is down. If y'all go to t3medias.com, the site is down. The blogger part of it on Google Blogger, that version is still up, but t3medias.com is still down. It's not gone. It's just down because I've decided. I switched it to GoDaddy because I thought that they were cheaper and they were going to give me the same features that I'm used to, but I'm going to switch it back to a company that I'm used to web designing with, because it's just not even close. So I'm shutting the site down for now, and then I'll bring it back when I switch it to what I'm used to, which is Wix, and to make the site better and more functional, so it can be more interactive with the people that watch it. But the other things I was going to talk about, I'll cut it off because we went a little long and I ran out of time. But other than that, anything else you want to let them know? Just you're not doing your videos at the toy store anymore, right?
No, we haven't done it in a while. But I don't want to say the reason why yet because I don't know if the toy store wants it to be known yet. But I think it will be coming back. Soon. Yeah. Even on a part-time basis, if not, I mean, you already are on the main roster here. Mm-hmm. If not you, then I'm gonna have other people coming through on the show. I was looking forward to Big Daddy Jay.
Yeah, I met Jay at the WWE event. He was sitting behind me, and he had a whole bunch of predictions that just kept coming true. This guy knows his stuff. I haven't been watching wrestling the way I used to, so I told him, I said, I need to talk wrestling some more again, and I want to bring him in, but he had to cancel the last minute, so maybe next week. And whatnot. So officially. Saturdays. I'll make this a weekly thing.
Saturday's much better for me.
And then on throughout the week, I'll do reactions and stuff like that, and just sprinkle them in here and there. But officially for this episodical thing for talking to the medias, it's gonna be Saturdays. With that out of the way, and I'm sorry about the live stream part of it. I'm just gonna give up. I want to do live stream, but my internet here is terrible. And I can never figure out why. I'm jacked into the router and everything, and it's still chopping. So let me give a quick review of a internet provider here in this subdivision called Consolidated. Consolidated is trash. It's trash.
Hey, you know what? I could have told you that. Yeah. I can't even do my thumbs down.
Yeah. It's trash. That's my new. So my new thing now, when I do reviews, that's the question I'm gonna ask: is it a smash or is it trash? It's trash. Yeah. Don't.
I could have told. I used to have Consolidated.
Yeah, Consolidated. If you're moving into a neighborhood and the only option they're gonna give you is Consolidated. No, the only thing they consolidating is the BS, man. That's all they consolidating.
So you don't have the option to have an Xfinity?
No, they won't. They're not in this subdivision. Wow. The HOA here, they consolidated, probably came in and be like, we got the best and we'll give you the biggest discount and this, and they were like, really, that's great. And all of a sudden it's like, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm paying for the highest speed that they can get. We got fiber optics under this house and everything. And the only thing that they pushing up in here is the slowest dial up I've ever seen in my life. I swear when the computer turns on, it goes. That's what it feels like. That's how slow it can be sometimes.
Wow.
And it doesn't happen with the live stream unless I'm jacked in, when you're plugged in, it's supposed to be the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But no, until I get that fixed, we get something else better. Live streaming is going to be. I can be in this house right now and live stream right now on my phone, and that would be better than doing it on my computer. Maybe it's my computer, maybe not. I don't know. You guys aren't donating, so we won't be able to fix it right away. But we'll figure it out. When I figure it out, we'll figure it out. So we'd be funny if Consolidated was like, what was all that shit you were talking about? You had that computer since 2005. You have been blaming us. No, I don't care.
No, y'all are trash. I used to have y'all. Y'all trash.
Yeah, they're trash, man. It's trash. It's trash. But I'm telling you, if they decide to sponsor us next week, I'm like,
it's
Consolidated.
It's
Not only is it the best, it's better than the rest. I don't know. I would come up with some kind of a jingle for you. Consolidated. It's not that much trash. I'll just make it up as I go. Consolidated. I used to hate them. Now I hate them a little bit less. Like Consolidated. Thanks for the free internet. That's pretty much would be it. That would be it. But until they start sponsoring me, they trash. That's pretty much how the game goes. I got paid by what did Chappelle say? I got paid by Coke and Pepsi. But Pepsi paid me most recently, so they taste better. That's it. But other than that, man, I appreciate you coming back on. So we'll do this next Saturday and keep it going. Like I said, if any questions, comments, concerns you guys want to send to us, just email it to us or at T3Medias, or you can reach Jason. Or where can I hit you up at?
You can reach me at StyleBell on Instagram or StyleJS
on Twitter and Facebook, right?
Facebook. StyleJS Bell on Facebook.
And just at T3Medias, you can hit me up anytime, or at Chris Fagan 1980 on Twitter, on Instagram. Any questions? I didn't have any questions from any viewers this time, so I'm not going to do a We Got Your Mail. But until next time, guys, peace.
Peace.